Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. My name is Melissa Wick. I own Wick Law Offices, a small business law firm here in Columbus, Ohio. So last week we talked about social enterprise, and I went over really what a social enterprise is and how you form one. So this week we're gonna kick it up a notch and talk about certified B corporations. So B corporations are a thing in Ohio now, and it's been about a year since Ohio enacted that legislation that allows people to form B corporations. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what a B corporation is. So it stands for benefit corporation. And the idea is that, the entire purpose of this corporation is to sort of be a benefit to society as a whole. So a great example is Patagonia, right? Who doesn't love that stuff? They make a great profit. They make great quality products for people who love the outdoors, but their purpose is to improve our planet Earth. So that's a great example of a B Corp. So until Ohio enacted the legislation to allow B corporations to be filed in Ohio, there were two kinds of corporations, a for-profit and a nonprofit. So both have pluses and minuses in terms of trying to be a socially minded company. So quickly, like if you're a for-profit company, you have obligations to your investors to maximize profit, right? They're real legal obligations like under the law, right? So you cannot just say, hey, we're gonna prioritize our social mission if in fact you have investors who have given you their money and expect a return, right? That creates sort of a conflict of interest. So that's the problem with using like a regular corporation to really try to create change and impact, right? Because if you have investors, if you're growing, you're going to bump into investors saying, hey, look, we want a return on our investment. So you need to make decisions that maximize profit. So that's the problem with for-profit corporations if you're trying to use your business to really make an impact for a social cause. The flip side of that, you might think, well, I'll just be a nonprofit then. I won't have to worry about returning money to investors. The problem is that, then you have to just solicit money as a charity, right? You have to be 100% devoted to your nonprofit and to your charity or your social cause, right? So you can't raise money through investments because you can't give any of that money back to investors. You can't raise a profit. You can't make a profit in your nonprofit, right? So that's the problem. You may have trouble getting your nonprofit funded because not everybody's going to be inclined to give money to your charity. And maybe a lot of people won't have the money to just give away, right? They may want to try to seek a return on their investment, which isn't possible in a nonprofit. But good news. So you can form a B corporation now, and this sort of takes care of these two problems, right? So if you form a B corporation, what you need to do is in your articles, you need to list the charitable purpose, right? You need to list like the social cause that you're creating your business to support, right? So that needs to be listed in the articles of incorporation. And here's how it shakes out, right? You don't have to always prioritize your social cause. So the rules are loosely like this, right? You don't have to always prioritize it, but it always must be considered, right? So that's like when you're running a B corporation and you're having your meetings and you're taking your minutes, you're going to want to say that, you're considering your social cause at every corner, right? You're considering it in every decision. You don't always have to prioritize it though. So that's sort of how you would govern your company if you were a B Corp. And then it goes without saying that your governing documents in a B corporation need to be really tightly drafted. You're going to want to spell out in those governing documents how you're going to consider your social cause, right? You're going to want to spell out like the ways in which your business is going to take into account the social cause so that any of your shareholders, anybody that becomes an investor in this company sees that, understands that, and is on board with that process. So like, it's like this, right? The more you can convey about your social mission in your governing documents, the safer you're going to be when you're making decisions that are including or prioritizing your social mission, right? Nobody will be surprised when you prioritize your social cause over maybe maximizing profits. And then the last thing I want to talk about with B Corps is just, there is sort of next level B corporation, right? So The next level B corporation, kind of like the major leagues of being a B Corp, would be to become certified by B Lab. So B Lab is a nonprofit organization that its sole purpose, the whole reason it exists, is to sort of give out certifications for B corporations. It will give us like a stamp of approval, right? So you can apply to B Lab to have them evaluate your company. So B Lab measures companies by looking at 4 criteria. The first one is measurable social impact. The second one is measurable environmental impact. The third one's accountability, and the fourth one is transparency. So here's the thing: if you can apply and meet those standards, if they evaluate your company and say, hey, you're meeting all those criteria, your metrics are good, and you satisfied our requirements, you can call yourself a certified B Corp and also include that on your labeling, right? So it's a pretty big deal. It says a lot to consumers who are informed and understand the meaning of that designation. So not a bad idea if you want to go all in on your B Corp. So listen, my name is Melissa Wick. I own a law firm here in Columbus, Ohio, and I love working with small business owners to set up their dream businesses. So give me a call at 614-572-6366 or email me at mwick@mwicklaw.com. Thanks for watching.